What is up, everyone? And today we are going to go over how to code the Fibonacci sequence in Java. The Fibonacci sequence is rather easy, and we're going to do two different videos for this. We're going to do the iterative version of the Fibonacci sequence. So basically, we just go from point A all the way to a number that we were given, and we're going to print all the Fibonacci sequences for that nth up to that nth point. And it seems rather easy. It's quite iterative. Let's get into it. So I've created my project. I've named it challenges. These are going to be the challenges projects from now on. And I've created myself an application which will run everything. So everything else that I create will be more of a object-oriented programming viewpoint. So we'll be creating separate classes for all the different challenges and using the same application to run everything at once. So this is our basic application. Currently, I just have an input of a scanner, and that's all we need currently. So I'm gonna head over to the Fibonacci class, and currently we have the Fibonacci class. I don't need this import of a scanner anymore. So we have public class Fibonacci, we have our constructor, and we don't really need to do anything with it. So I'm gonna create a class that will print, or a method that will print the Fibonacci sequence iteratively. So this means using like a for loop or a loop type of way of printing. So print n items iterative of int n. And what it's going to do is it's just going to return a private version of the same method. So print n items iterative helper of int n. Then that's all I need to pass into it. And then what we're going to do is write a private version of this that has basically the same name. The reason why I'm not using the same name is some other languages don't have overloading methods, and I don't believe that I can have two different methods of the same name, that one is private, one is public. So they have different levels of scope. So I don't think I can technically do that. Now, you do see a ton of errors currently, and that is mostly because I don't have everything filled in. And this is just going to get a string builder. SB equals new string builder. The reason I'm using a string builder compared to a string is a string will keep rewriting and using the same, or obtain new bits of information or new bytes of storage every single time that you add or append to the string itself. So using a string builder, it will only take the necessary information that it needs. It will not reassign everything every single time. So a string builder is better than a string if you're trying to append to the same string over and over and over again. And it works the same way as a string for the most part. I just have to return this .to string. So what I'm going to do is create a for loop. I have a definite end, so I'm going to start at I equals 1. Or actually, I'm going to create the left and right integers. Int left equals 1, int right equals 1. Those are the starting points of the Fibonacci sequence. I'm going to count up n times, so I equals 0, I less than n, I plus plus. What I'm going to do is take the Fibonacci sequence. I'm going to go string builder dot append left plus a space. So the string builder just has nothing in it. Currently, it's an empty string. It is a new string builder, so it just brings in an empty string. I'm going to print out the left. I'm going to add the left to it to the end and append a space to it, so we have it roughly nicely formatted. And then I'm going to take the left equals right, and then the right equals left plus right. Actually, I can't do that. I need a temp. So int temp equals right. And what I need to do is say temp equals right. Right equals left plus right. And then I need to do left equals temp. And that's basically everything. And then I return sb.toString. And that should get rid of iterative helper. I can't pass in int n, just pass in n. And string is not supposed to be a primitive type, it's supposed to be an object type. So that should work. And then what we need to do here is create a new Fibonacci. So Fibonacci FBCI equals new Fibonacci. And then we print out FBCI dot, just have to import this first, and then we can get the IntelliSense. Oh, I misspelled Fibonacci. No wonder. Been misspelling that all day. So FBCI dot print n iterative times. Oh, I need to get a input. Go this out. Enter a number. Enter an integer. To be English grammatically correct, I have to make it an integer. And then int num equals input dot next int to listen to the next integer that we're going to be wanting. And then we're going to print n items iterative. We're going to pass in null. So if I run this application and I want to print the first 5 Fibonacci items, I should get 1, 1, 2, 3, 5. So that is correct. 1, 1 are the first two Fibonacci numbers. Then 1 plus 1 equals 2, which is the third. 1 plus 2 equals 3, which is the fourth. 2 plus 3 equals 5, which is the fifth. If I want to do the up to 15, 6, 10 should be the last one. I did that. I looked it up on Wikipedia trying to determine what all the items are, but this is how you actually program in the Fibonacci sequence into Java. Now, you will run into limitations when you start doing the higher numbers, once you start getting into the much higher nth number of Fibonacci, only because you now run on limitations of your types, your primitive types of numbers. One way of going about that would be to switch to another language. That's why I know all my math major friends and all my math friendly friends, they all program in Python, since Python doesn't have really that limitation, or they program in JavaScript, because again, JavaScript doesn't really have that type of limitation that these other languages have. And these other languages get around it by kind of making the numbers that into an array. They kind of store it into some other object, some other data structure to get around that limitation. So next time we will see how to do this with the recursion. And then after that, we will see how to print the nth number of the Fibonacci sequence. All right. Thank you guys very much. I'll see you guys next time.